Ryan hated camping. His girlfriend, Lisa, loved it. That's how they ended up in the middle of nowhere, deep in the Appalachian woods, miles away from anything resembling civilization. No cell service, no Wi-Fi, no streetlights, just towering trees and the distant sound of rushing water from a creek nearby. 2 nights, Ryan had bargained. Then we go back to normal, electricity-having, indoor plumbing life. Lisa had grinned. Deal. The first night was uneventful. They set up their tent, made a fire, roasted hot dogs. Lisa marveled at the stars, while Ryan fidgeted with the flashlight and checked his watch too often. Something about the dense forest unsettled him. The way the trees pressed in too close. The unnatural silence that settled over everything once the fire died down. Relax, Lisa murmured, curling up in her sleeping bag. Just you, me, and nature. Ryan lay awake long after she drifted off, listening to the creaks and groans of the forest. He almost managed to convince himself everything was fine, until he saw the man, standing just beyond the glow of their dying campfire, barely visible between the trees. Motionless, staring. Ryan blinked hard. When he looked again, the figure was still there. Not moving, not shifting, not swaying like a normal person would when standing still. Just frozen. A human shape cut out of the darkness. His heart thudded against his ribs. He sat up carefully, nudging Lisa. "Hey, Lisa," she groaned, half asleep. "MMM? There's someone out there." Lisa cracked open an eye. "What? There?" He pointed. The man was still there, just a dark outline. "Do you see him?" Lisa turned her head, peered into the darkness for several long seconds. Then she sighed, rolling back over. "There's nothing there, Ree." "No, I swear." Lisa reached out blindly and squeezed his arm. "It's just shadows. Go to sleep." Ryan swallowed, looking back at the spot. The figure hadn't moved an inch. A prickle of fear crawled up his spine. But he didn't want to be the crazy one. He didn't want to be the paranoid city guy who saw things in the woods. So he lay back down, keeping one eye open for as long as he could, until sleep finally took him. Night 2. Ryan had almost convinced himself he imagined it. Maybe his eyes played tricks on him the way they do in the dark. Lisa was right, just shadows. But when night fell again, and the fire dwindled to embers, Ryan woke up with an uneasy feeling. The kind that twisted his stomach and sent goosebumps prickling along his arms. And then he saw him again, closer this time, just standing at the tree line, maybe 20 feet from the tent. Unmoving, silent. Ryan's breath caught in his throat. He turned, shaking Lisa harder this time. "Lisa, wake up," she groaned. "What, Ryan?" "He's closer." Lisa sat up, rubbing her eyes. "Jesus, are you still on about that?" Ryan pointed. "Look, right there." Lisa squinted into the darkness. Then she sighed, her expression softening. "Ryan, there's no one there." Ryan's mouth felt dry. "How can you not see him?" Lisa reached for his hand. "You're tired, maybe a little freaked out by being out here. It's just your mind playing tricks, babe." Ryan wanted to argue. He wanted to scream at her that there was someone out there, that she just wasn't looking hard enough. But he could hear the exhaustion in her voice. She thought he was overreacting. Maybe she was right. Still, he didn't sleep much that night. Night 3. Ryan didn't want to go to sleep. He resisted for as long as he could, but exhaustion pulled at him like a rip current, dragging him under. Sometime past midnight, he woke up. The air inside the tent felt heavy, suffocating. A strange electric charge tingled against his skin, making his hair stand on end. And then he realized something was pressing against the fabric of the tent. A face, pushing inward, distorting the nylon. The outline of a nose, a mouth, sunken eye sockets. Right up against him. Ryan choked on a scream, scrambling back. Lisa bolted upright beside him, eyes wide. "Ryan, what the? Do you see it now?" His voice came out strangled. Lisa's breath hitched. For the first time, she looked scared. "What the hell is that?" The thing outside the tent exhaled. The fabric quivered with the force of it, damp with condensation where its mouth pressed against the material. Lisa gasped. Ryan fumbled for the flashlight, hands shaking. He clicked it on, aiming it at the tent wall. Nothing. The imprint was gone. Just smooth nylon. No face. No one outside. Lisa clutched his arm, her nails digging into his skin. Ryan? His heartbeat thundered in his ears. His hands felt ice cold. We're leaving. Right now. Lisa didn't argue. They packed in record time, shoving everything into their backpacks with clumsy, desperate hands. The forest felt different now. Darker, heavier, like something was holding its breath. As they hurried back toward the trail, Ryan felt it. The unmistakable sensation of being watched. He turned, heart hammering. And there he was, the staring man, standing between the trees, closer than ever. But this time, Ryan could see his face, a warped reflection of his own. His stomach lurched. Lisa, run. They bolted down the trail, crashing through the underbrush. The air felt thick, the woods stretching endlessly around them. Ryan's lungs burned, but he didn't dare slow down. Only when they reached the car did they finally stop. Lisa fumbled with the keys, hands shaking too badly to unlock the doors at first. Ryan turned one last time. The staring man stood at the edge of the parking lot. Still, silent, watching. Lisa got the door open. They threw themselves inside, locking the doors. Ryan turned the key, the engine roared to life, and they sped away down the deserted road. Lisa was breathing hard, tears in her eyes. Ryan. What the hell was that? Ryan didn't answer. He just gripped the wheel tighter. The image of that face burned into his mind. His own face, stretched, hollow. Wrong. They never went camping again.